You've decided to learn AI. You open Google and search how to start with deep learning. And immediately you hit a wall. Everyone is arguing about the same two names, PyTorch, TensorFlow. Some say PyTorch is the future. Others swear by TensorFlow. And you're sitting there thinking, which one should I actually learn? Stay for 5 minutes. By the end, you'll know exactly which one is right for you. Before we compare, let's quickly meet our two competitors. TensorFlow was created by Google in 2015. It was the first major deep learning framework, and for years, it dominated the industry. Banks used it. Hospitals used it. Governments used it. Then, in 2016, Facebook released something new. PyTorch. It was built differently. More flexible. More intuitive. More like writing regular Python code. Researchers loved it. Immediately. And slowly, PyTorch started eating TensorFlow's lunch. Today in 2026, both are still alive. Both are powerful, but they serve very different audiences. Let's break down exactly how. First round, which one is easier to learn? Was powerful, but complicated. Writing a simple neural network felt like filing your taxes. You had to define the entire computation graph before running anything. PyTorch? Completely different story. PyTorch uses what's called dynamic computation graphs. This means you write your code and it runs immediately, line by line. Just like normal Python. You make a mistake, you see it right away. You fix it right away. With TensorFlow's old approach, you'd run the entire program and only then discover your error. Google eventually fixed this with TensorFlow 2.0, making it much more beginner-friendly. But PyTorch still feels more natural to most learners. Round 1 winners. PyTorch easier to write, easier to debug, easier to understand. Round 2. Which one does the research world use? This one isn't even close. Look at the world's top AI research papers. From MIT, Stanford, Oxford, DeepMind. The overwhelming majority are written using PyTorch. Why? Because researchers need to experiment fast. They need to change their model, test a new idea, and see results immediately. PyTorch's flexible design makes this incredibly easy. TensorFlow is more rigid. Better for production, but slower for experimentation. If you want to work in AI research, study at a top university, or contribute to cutting-edge papers, PyTorch is the language of science. Round 2 winner, PyTorch. Round 3, which one does industry use for real products? This is where TensorFlow fights back hard. TensorFlow has one massive advantage: TensorFlow Serving and TensorFlow Lite. These tools make it incredibly easy to deploy AI models into real products. On a server? TensorFlow Serving. On a mobile phone? TensorFlow Lite. On a tiny IoT device? TensorFlow Micro. Google, Twitter, Airbnb, Intel all built production systems on TensorFlow. PyTorch has caught up with Torch Serve, but TensorFlow's deployment ecosystem is still more mature. However, PyTorch is now used in production at Meta, Tesla, and OpenAI. The gap is closing fast. Round 3 winner, TensorFlow, but only barely in 2026. Round 4, which one gets you hired faster? This is the one that matters most for most people. We looked at thousands of AI job listings in 2026. The results were clear. Entry-level jobs, research assistant, ML engineer junior, data scientist, senior and production roles, ML infrastructure, ML ops, enterprise AI. TensorFlow appears more often, especially in large established companies. The smartest move? Learn PyTorch first. Get your first job. Then learn TensorFlow on the side. Because here's the truth most people don't tell you. Once you truly understand one, learning the other takes only a few weeks. The concepts are identical. Only the syntax changes. Round 4 winner, PyTorch, for getting your first AI job in 2026. Round 5, community and tools. Both have massive communities. Both have excellent documentation. But here's what separates them in 2026. PyTorch ecosystem. Hugging Face. The most popular AI model library in the world runs on PyTorch. If you want to use pre-trained models, BERT, GPT, Llama, Stable Diffusion. They're all built with PyTorch. Lightning, FastEye, weights and biases. All PyTorch native. TensorFlow ecosystem. Keras, the most beginner-friendly deep learning API, is now part of TensorFlow. Scoreboard, the best tool for visualizing training, is TensorFlow native. Google Colab, the free GPU notebook, works perfectly with both, but integrates more deeply with TensorFlow. Round 5 winner. PyTorch. Hugging Face alone makes it win this round. Okay, final scores. PyTorch. 4 wins. Ease of learning. Research. Job market. Community. TensorFlow. 1 win. Production, deployment, and enterprise scale. Does this mean TensorFlow is dead? Absolutely not. TensorFlow still powers some of the largest AI systems on Earth. But for someone starting their AI journey today, in 2026, PyTorch is the clear choice. So here's my honest recommendation. Based on who you are, you're a student or complete beginner, start with PyTorch. It feels like PyTorch. It's what universities teach. It's what research uses. You want a job at a startup or AI company? Learn PyTorch first. Most modern companies use it. You want to work at Google, Intel, or a large enterprise? Learn TensorFlow. It dominates large-scale production systems. You want to be a serious AI engineer? Learn PyTorch first, then TensorFlow. You'll be unstoppable. Both PyTorch and TensorFlow are incredible tools. The worst decision you can make is spending months debating which one to learn. Instead of just starting, pick PyTorch. Open Google Colab, write your first neural network today. You can always learn TensorFlow later, and it will take you only weeks. If this video helped you decide, smash that like button and subscribe. Every week we make the hardest AI and tech topics simple for everyone. And drop a comment. Which one are you learning? PyTorch or TensorFlow? I read every single one. See you next week.